But yeah, we want to get into, technically our league opens in 5 more minutes here, so we have 5 minutes of stall time here. Do we want to get into this week's big news?
Sure.
The Catrina Allen signing finally has a landing place, heading back home for her, back to DGA.
Yeah, I forgot she was, as an AM, she was sponsored by DGA. Or maybe not forgot, but did not know because...
Just did not know. Prodigy is where I first heard of her.
Yeah. She's been she was with Prodigy for 9 years. And, I mean, technically I got into disc golf. Ian actually reminded me. I got into disc golf. He took me out our freshman year of college. So that was 2007, 2008. I didn't know anybody in disc golf at that point. I didn't know there was a whole tour. Like, I guess that time,
there was pros. I just thought that was a thing you did out on the park.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So to find out all that stuff far after the fact, it's like, oh, okay. So she has been, she's basically been at Prodigy almost longer than I've been playing disc golf.
Yeah.
I got a few more years, but still.
Pretty much.
One of the top female players, and kind of looking at what she had posted on, kind of her YouTube, Twitter, whatever she posted it through, I saw the video. It's just that sense of comfort for her.
Yeah.
That knowing that she's with a company that truly cares about her and her well-being. Catrina is obviously arguably in the U.S. top 2.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's any debate in the U.S. that she's top 2. Maybe when you talk about worldwide, she's
definitely top 5.
Probably top 5. Yeah.
She's got a huge arm. She's got a great scramble game. She's got a good mindset when she plays. I mean, her only knock is her putting.
Yeah, but and hopefully that
when you park half your holes, you don't need to putt much.
Yeah, exactly. So, your C1X looks like crap when you're putting it inside 10.
Yeah. She's a great player. And so to have that comfort of just knowing that there's people around her that truly care about her, all that's just a really, really kind of, I think, a cool thing. And I think it's a good landing spot for her. I'm surprised, honestly, she didn't go with a slightly bigger company.
Yeah.
Just because she is that good. With some of the big signings like Kona and Valerie and some of the big signings with Paige and her paycheck the last couple of years, I'm surprised she didn't kind of chase the paycheck a little bit.
Yeah, but
to kind of go back home, I think is a really cool thing for her.
And on top of that, is it her husband? Is that who Austin Hannum is?
Significant other of some kind.
Yes, her partner,
they're very
we'll
say. If they're not married, they are basically married.
Right. Her partner, is a pro disc golfer. So it's definitely a scenario where, maybe she didn't need to go chase that paycheck. And it really was, she wanted to go where she thought she would have the most success.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if this is what she kind of started throwing, if this is kind of how she started getting into the pro tour, obviously not her first pro sponsor, but her first sponsor, as she said in her full video. I mean, hats off to her. And if this is what's going to make her happy, good luck to her. And I'm hoping that she does really well this year. It sounded to me like this was a move that had been decided on, but just the details hadn't been fully worked out. And they weren't quite ready to announce it. Is that how it sounded to you guys too?
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me. That's kind of the feel I got from the video, and it looked like they wanted to have everything prepared. I mean, it already sounds like they have discs in the making for her.
Yeah, they already got a signature line out for her. Probably sold out by now. And I want to make
I would assume so.
I want to make one correction from my podcast, and I have to wait a week to do it. I think I said that Innova makes DGA, and it's actually Discraft that makes DGA discs. So, one thing that was brought up on the Upshot Ultiworlds podcast is they brought up the point that part of the weight, one, was to make it so like it was her, not trying to compete with the like Kona and Ricky and all that news, or the Haley King surprise move, basically. Yes. But also because DGA gets their discs from Discraft, they have to wait in line. Now, they might get some priority stuff, but part of that might have been them waiting to get enough discs because they knew they're going to sell like hotcakes. Whatever her signature disc is, at least even for this run, is going to just go real fast.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things. And I was like, that kind of makes sense because, waiting to make sure that she gets her time in the sun. But at the same time, it's getting kind of close.
All right.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be exciting to kind of see what DGA comes with. They're definitely a smaller company. They have a couple of, good
They got
pros.
the baskets.
Yep.
Well, they got Andrew Marweed.
The baskets. I'm kind of excited to see what comes forward out of them. I do think that I think it's a good thing to kind of get some extra brands in there compared to your top 3, top 4, top 5, and kind of start growing it. There's new companies popping up with a handful of discs. I mean, DGA has been around for quite a while, but it'll be hopefully to kind of see them maybe make a push for one of those top tier kind of spots and just give everybody more choices. I think it's a good thing for her. I think it's a good thing for that company.
Yep.
And hopefully it's a good thing for the sport going forward. So
even you mentioned more brands coming into it. As I mentioned on a podcast a few weeks ago, a brand that I just heard of recently, not even a new brand, was Gateway. And the only reason I heard of it was because of the fact that I was literally 10 miles from their distribution center.
Yep.
Okay.
Today in my tournament, I saw Lone Star disc.
Yep. That's a new one that's getting pretty popular. They've got some pretty talented regional pros. A lot of guys.
I think Waco is going to be an eye opener for them.
Yeah, they got a lot of Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana, those
Texas State.
Yeah. Obviously, they're based in Texas, but most of their stuff is that southeast region.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they go all the way to Florida. I'd say it's pretty much Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, that kind of spot.